Hey, what's up? I was just listening to this TBDI video. I just had some bomb thoughts, so I guess I'll just play it and pause and speak over it when I feel like it. But yeah, this is a pretty crazy video.
You know, it almost seems like you can judge a book by its cover all the time, man, because there's certain people that you look at that you just know their whole life. You know their entire life story, and you'll know whether or not they're successful, have friends, have girlfriends most of the time. And I'm gonna share a quote with you real quick. It goes, "It's easy to be an angel in heaven." You know, where I work, this is a place of
It's a short flu, but all right.
pretty much hell. And everyone down there, you know, I know they say, oh, it's your personality, but
And he's kind of right about the like judging a book by its cover. Just like walk on a college campus, right? And you see some like average height, super pretty girl in like nice clothes and like you know she's all done up. Her makeup's done. Her nails are done. Her lipstick's, she's got lipstick. All this. It's like, dude, she's a pretty, like 20 something, prime Stacy, basically. Her life is probably pretty easy. She's popular. Everybody wants to sleep with her. She can make friends like at the drop of a hat. Who knows what she majors in, but she's always got people to help her out with the classes. You know what I mean? Um, and then same thing for guys, tall, in shape, you on the football team, whatever. Like, I know your background. I know you're popular. I know you go to parties on the weekends. I know you probably have a girlfriend or dating somebody, and then you see people who are like nerdy, unkempt, shorter, maybe like I don't know, he got like a unibrow or something. It's like, yeah, dude, you probably don't have a huge social circle and you're not like pulling all the bitches on the weekends. It's not that hard. So yeah, there is like some definite truth to that.
you don't act like a douche and do, you know, all this shit for no reason. Most of these guys are so beaten down and broken by the world that they can't take it. And I had a very, you know, I gotta record this video, man, because I'm still in fucking shock. I don't even know what the fuck happened. I'll get into this in a second, but, you know, I told my mom, she's like, you need to quit this job now. And I'm like, no, this shit's been peaceful. Like, I don't have to think about my dog shit life. I just work and come home, you know. Nothing really ever happens or goes.
He says it's hell, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's peaceful. I mean, at least it's a job though. And he said I don't know, he was having such a hard time finding a job anyway. That about to be a play.
On, you know, at all. And, you know, it's kind of funny. I want to say this real quick. This Chad Light kid, this 18-year-old Chad Light got hired because, you know, I'm asking him, like, why are you here? Because most of these guys, like, listen, it's no coincidence. Like, these guys I've asked, you know, why are they working here? I've heard from at least 3 different people that only reason they're working here is because this is the only job that would hire them. Only job. No one else would hire them except for this particular job. So one dude I was talking to told me that he job hops from like warehouse to warehouse because no one else will hire him. And there's no coincidence for that. Like, I have this theory that if you are an unattractive male, and people call me like delusional for this, but like, let me just like explain. Basically, I have a theory that if you are an unattractive male like myself, you will struggle to get a job. And, you know, it's like the same thing. Being a sub-5 male trying to get a job, it's the same thing as trying to get a job with a face tattoo. You know, like, what are you guys, you know, thoughts on that? But anyway.
I don't know. I mean, like, it is scientifically proven that like people who are good looking, people who are attractive, people see them and they automatically assume that they're like more competent and more I don't know, what's the word? I don't know, more competent and like more able to do their jobs than somebody who's not attractive. So that is 100% true. So the opposite's probably got to be true, right? If they're not attractive, then like, oh well, and somebody super attractive walks in right after, it's like, yeah, it's just how we are, I guess. Same as a face tattoo. I don't know about that, but we'll keep going.
This Chad Light, 6'1", he told me he was 6'1". He's like slightly taller than me. And this dude, you know, I'm asking, you know, why are you here? He's working part-time. And he told me, he's like, oh man, and this guy is completely untouched by the world. Untouched by the fucking world. like literally just so happy. He's like, oh man, you know, I'm raising money so I can pay rent in my frat, man. These guys are gonna be my brothers forever. You know, I'm telling him like, man, you know, that shit probably won't last forever. He's like, no man, these are gonna be my brothers for life.
Yeah, dude, because he's like, said he's 18, 6'1". Yeah, like Chad Light. Like nothing bad has ever happened to that kid. You know what I mean? He has no reason to be pissed off and like sad because he's just been treated so well his entire life. I mean, yeah, something bad could have happened, but like in general, walking around, I'm sure people treat him like perfectly fine. Um, and then, dude, I don't know, like I like was in a fraternity in college, and I wasn't really super close with a lot of guys, but the people who were in that frat still talk all the time, years later, on like there's a Facebook group chat, and people are in there talking. I don't know, like I don't think it's daily, but um, you know, people definitely are still friends with the people they met there, and they still stay in touch and stuff. Maybe I can talk about that more later, but just keep going.
Trust me. And I'm like, all right, you know. He told me he lost his virginity at 14. Like it was just, you know, you look at him, I just knew all the answers, like the shit that he was gonna say. You know what I mean? Just absolutely hilarious, you know, because these guys, listen, the reason why, you know, all the subhumans down, because everyone down there, it's over for. Like, there's just one dude, his fucking teeth are rotting out of his fucking skull. Like, it's just so, it's disgusting, man. Like, these guys are literally, like, the lowest of the low, you know, including myself, you know, the lowest of the low. And
I wish I knew what this dude looked like. You know what I mean, dude? I don't think you're the lowest of the low when you can compare yourself with somebody whose teeth are rotting out of their head. Like, how ugly do you have to be to be on that level? But all right.
you know, they're all angry and shit. You know, this one dude, I want to say this shit real quick. This dude had a mini mental breakdown the other day, and I haven't laughed like this in the longest time. I can't remember the last time I laughed, but I had like an actual like belly laugh. Like this dude, he was trying to stack the boxes on top of the pallet. And if you don't know like the layout of it, I know it's like it's a basement, but it's like a warehouse too. Like it shouldn't, because I don't know, like when you think of warehouse, I usually think of like this huge like place. Like it's literally just a basement, like a huge basement. And basically this dude, like with like rows, like you just walk up and down the rows. No one really talks to each other, you know. Anyway, this guy, he's trying to stack the boxes and they keep like tipping over. And you know he's getting mad. He's like, "Fuck!" You know, I'm just watching this guy. I'm just laughing my ass off. And all of a sudden he's like, "Fuck!" And he grabs all the boxes, throws them on the whole row, throws them on the floor, starts fucking putting his foot through all of them, fucking punching them, elbowing them. And I'm fucking dying laughing at the dude, because if you break something, you don't have to pay for it because of the insurance. You know, if you accidentally break something, you don't have to pay for it. And this guy just fucking snapped for a minute, and then he goes upstairs, gets the manager, and you know, she comes downstairs and she goes, "Oh my God, how'd this happen?" He goes, "Oh, I don't know. It just fell, and I guess the force from the boxes just made it get like this and completely shred it." And I was just fucking, I lost it because it was just the funny. It was trying to like,
It was such an obvious lie.
like, you know, make some excuse. I was just fucking laughing my ass off, you know, and yeah, like it's just absolutely brutal because there's so many people. Like this is the thing. Everybody shit talks. You know, everybody, the people upstairs, the girls upstairs shit talk everybody downstairs. And the brutal part about it is that you hear it. They're so loud, you hear it. I don't think they know that we can hear them, but we can hear them. Everything they say, any stupid conversation they have, we can hear.
Oh my God, did you see that the other day you had to come late for work? It's Charlie, and this guy's, I can't believe it. He's like trying to talk to me. That I can just imagine it, dude. Just the girls talking too loud for the for the office or whatever. They think they can't be heard, and they're like sealed away in their little box upstairs and think they can't be heard.
We can hear it all, every word. And you know, when I first got there, they shit talked me. I don't give a fuck, you know, I'm not gonna let like, you know, them shit talking me. Like, I'm not gonna be a bitch about it and cry about it, you know, I don't care. But anyway, they hired this guy because this is the thing, like the turnover rate is so, because these are like barbaric jobs, you know, these are very like, what is it?
Probably used physical labor jobs, right? I mean,
Like I guess like the lowest of the low. Like no one wants to work these jobs, but like people get unlucky and have to do them, you know. But yeah, they hired this guy who was literally the bottom percentile of fucking height. Like I'm not even joking. This guy has to be no taller than 5 foot. You know, he's white, has this bald spot.
They're taller than 5 foot. Yeah, that's like you said, bottom percentile for sure.
You know, buzz cut. He basically looks like the Toy Story kid. Like his head, he has like an alien shaped head, and he just looks like very like it's just over. Like he lost like the genetic lottery. You know, and I know like this guy, he was nice too. This is the thing. Like they hired him last week. He's like been nice to us. You know, even though everyone is literally it's so evil, man. I can't even the words can't describe how evil everybody is to this guy. You know, the girls upstairs laughing.
Yeah, when this guy hasn't done like anything to them, and they're roasting him, you know.
Their asses off making fun of this guy for being so short. For one of them even said, he told me that one of them said that one of their like little brothers is taller than him. Just absolutely evil shit, you know.
Yeah, it's brutal.
And everybody knows he knows we're talking shit about him because this is the thing. Like when people talk to each other, you can hear it because like someone could be right behind you, you wouldn't know it because like for example, the boxes are so high. I mean, there's two dudes there that are 6'6". Like you could just see them like all the time because like, you know, the boxes sometimes aren't stacked that high. You could see the top of their head. But I think the reason why short people don't last this job is because they physically can't do it. Like this guy, this is the thing. This is why they make fun of him. Is because he carries around this ladder with him everywhere he goes. He takes forever because he doesn't possess the genes to do this job efficiently.
I mean, yeah, dude, that is what it is. Like, he has to carry the ladder. Why? Because he doesn't possess the genes to do the job efficiently. It's just a funny way of putting it, but like, that is what it is, kind of, you know?
You know, he has to use this ladder, get all the way up on it, take the shit down or put it up, whatever it is, taking forever. I don't have to use a ladder because I got lucky and I'm tall.
Yeah, I worked with this kid at my job. They hired him on like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months after I was there, after I've been there. And he was like, I don't know, he was probably like 5'3" or something, or like 5'4" or 5'2". I don't know, he was short. But he was like, you know, to get to like the top shelves and stuff, he was like a monkey, you know, just like always climbing around, like trying to find whatever. And you know, most of the other people didn't have to do that, but he just like made it work. And it was like a physical labor job, moving big ass boxes and stuff. I don't know. He was still there when I left, but
like that's the only reason. And this guy, you know, he's unlucky. He has to use this ladder, and everyone's just so mean to this guy, man. Like they don't directly. I mean, they might as well because listen, everybody knows he knows we talk shit about him. I don't say anything. I don't say a word. Like I said,
that's such a fucked situation because it's like everybody knows that everybody knows, so everybody knows that he knows, but they like still do it anyway. It's like, I don't know. It's like, you know, I'm making fun of you, and I'm still going to do it anyway, and you're not going to say shit about it. You know what I mean? I'm just going to do it, and you're just going to accept it, pretty much. Jesus.
Really talk to people. It's usually just like small talk every now and then, of just like some stupid shit, but yeah, they're just so evil to this guy, man. You know, and it's sad, you know, I'm like, damn. But he's still, you know, still nice to us. Like, it doesn't seem like anything's going on at all. Even though, like, I know, like, this dude has literally, the world has kicked his dick and balls, you know, just kicked him in the
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what has happened to him.
nuts, you know, and he's fucked. Like, the world has done a number on him. Like, the world has literally just kicked him in the nuts. And it's just, the dude is just so fucked, man. Like, seriously, everyone just bullying him. Because, like, I almost forgot, like, that it's been, like, a while. Like, bullying ended after school for me. Like, I almost forgot, you know, like, I don't have to deal with this shit anymore, you know. But this
True.
guy, man, they're literally bullying this dude.
Yeah, imagine, like, getting bullied in high school, or whatever, even middle school, high school, you know, once you graduate, you're done with it. But then, you know, I guess for some people, that shit just keeps going your entire life, like, that's based on, like,
so badly, and he's like trying to like push through it, you know, still act all happy and nice, even though like I know like, yeah, this dude, he probably like cries himself to sleep, man. He has to. Like, there's no fucking way. I already knew his whole life story just by looking at the guy. Complete true cell tier. Like, they just, you know, there's nothing you could do at all. Manager always yelling
Yeah, I mean, dude, Strap he has to be like so pissed off, you know?
at him, oh, come on, go faster, you know. And when you get yelled at, if you've ever been in a job where you get yelled at, it makes you feel like shit, man. Like, it really does, you know. It makes you feel like complete shit. Alright, so anyway, basically it's just me and him in the basement tonight because they wanted me to show him how to close. And the people upstairs, 3 women cashiers around like early 20s, and the manager, who's also a woman.
God, this job is just so like all the early 20s girls like are upstairs in their office job in the air conditioning doing who knows what administration stuff, and all the guys are like downstairs in the basement warehouse and doing hard physical labor all day.
And basically me and him we're just standing there, and you know, out of nowhere, this guy, he says, I fucking hate everyone here and I hate everyone who shit talks me. And I was like, I haven't shit talked to you, dude. Like, I've never said anything. He goes, yeah, I know, but everyone else though.
Can you blame him, dude? Honestly. And of course, it's gonna say like that to the one person who has shit talked him.
And then he started, like, his voice started trembling and shaking. He's like, you want to know how long it took me to get this job? Like he's talking like the fucking Joker. I was like, how long?
And yeah, it's hard for him, but
And he goes, 9 months. And I was like, yeah. I was curious, like, why 9 months? And he goes, because no one else would call me back. Nobody would call me back except for this place. This is the only place that would hire me. And I was like, oh shit, me too. You know, same thing. I went months without a job because nobody would fucking hire me. You know, and he's like, every job I ever had, people treat me like fucking shit. And I was like, why? What happened in the other jobs? And he was telling me the most brutal shit. He said that he worked a job similar to this one. A bunch of shit fell on him. And, you know, his legs got crushed, and everyone was like walking past him, didn't even care. He was there for like hours. I was like, damn, that's absolutely brutal, man. You know? And I was like, well, do you have like any dream jobs or, you know, goals you want to have? He goes, there's one thing I want to do. I want to take a train to Times Square and light myself on fire. And I was like, what the fuck?
yeah, okay, so you're like a legit crazy person, basically. You know, no violent tendencies.
Is this fucking dude for real? Like, what the hell? And he goes, all I do is just work, come home. I don't even make it to the door. Sometimes I fall asleep on the porch. And I was like, oh fuck, you know, me too. Like, I fall asleep on the floor sometimes, you know, like I can like relate to this dude. I was like, oh shit, me too. And I was like, do you live like by yourself? I already knew the answer. Like, I knew he had no girlfriend. I know he had no friends, all that shit. And he goes, I live with my mom. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, dude. Exactly. Oh yeah, I've got, you know, what's he gonna say? Oh yeah, I've got like this Stacy girlfriend. It's like, no, dude, of course you don't. In what world are we living in?
Me too. You know what I mean? Just like the resemblance is kind of funny. But and keep in mind, this guy's 25 years old. I don't know if I said that or not. You know, massive bald spot, all that shit. It's not really massive. It's just like, what is it? Like, it's like, it's pretty bad. Like, it's like a patch of like, you know, bald in the back. But I asked, like, do you have any like friends and family and shit? And he goes, what are friends? Never had one. And he goes, you know, I asked him about the girlfriend thing. He's like, no, I don't have a girlfriend. I don't know if he's ever had one before or not. I assume he never did, like, because I mean, come on. But anyway, he's like, man, you want to see something fun? And I was like, okay, because it was just fucking weird. I'm like, is this guy for real? Like, it's just the way he's talking. I'm like, what the hell happened to him? Like, seriously, I'm thinking, like, that's why I'm in shock, because I'm like, what happened to this guy? Like, oh, he's talking normal past week, all of a sudden he's like fucking crazy now. Like, his eyes are fucking big. And he pulls out his phone, starts showing me videos of people jumping out of windows and shit and like splatting on the floor. And I'm
Yeah, so like I said, you know, no, and violent tendencies. It's like, but how do you think this guy got that way? You know what I mean? Like, he's literally on the, I don't know, like the 5%, like according to DVR, at least he's like, you know, on the extremes of society, you know, like height-wise, Um, he's to the point where people just like make fun of him and they don't even know him just based on his appearance alone, like 24/7. Like, what does that do to a person? You know what I mean? You can't just like completely write off like why he's like that just based on, oh, well, you know, it's okay to like think like that and be all fucked up in the head just because of like your height or whatever. At a certain point, it's like if you just get treated like shit your entire life just based on, yeah, genetic traits that you just can't change, you know, yeah, you're gonna be a pretty pissed off, like upset, frustrated person, you know? Um, what else was I gonna say too? Oh yeah. I saw something online one time. You know, we've all seen the videos of girls going on date guys over this height, blah blah blah, 6 foot, whatever, right? I saw something once where some girl said, "Oh, I don't date guys. I only date guys over a certain height, not because of like the physical aspect of it, but because guys under that height just have like this complex about, you know, their attitude and they're so insecure about it and everything." And dude, yeah, if you're 5'0" as a guy, or he said 5'0" at the max, and people make fun of you 24/7 for it, and you're just walking around at your job and there's people that you barely met, barely talked to, and they're just shit talking you all day long, you know, and that's just like par for the course in your life. Or even if it's not par for the course, if it happens, even if like, you know, 20% of people do it to you, 30% of people do it to you, that's gonna turn you into pretty like, it's gonna turn you into a pretty pessimistic person. How could it not? Um, I don't know, maybe those short guys are defensive about their height is because they've been mocked for it so much and there's nothing they can do about it either. You know what I mean? Um, it's like, I'm going to be defensive about it before you be offensive about it sort of thing. Um, especially when you're talking about somebody who's, yeah, 5 foot at the max, he said. But yeah, to me, it's just like, of course, if you're living on the extremes of like something that people find unattractive, whether it be height or looks, yeah, you're going to be treated like you're living in the extremes too, like the bottom percentile of people. You're going to be, you look like a bottom percentile person, so you're going to be treated like the bottom of percentile person. It's basically just how it goes. Um, not by everyone, but by, you know, like some people are just going to treat you the same regardless, which is what people should do. Especially if we're just walking around talking to whoever, you know, you don't need to treat somebody like shit just because they're short or ugly. But there's a good amount of people who will take out their shit on you. Easy punching bag for other people.
Like, I was just like uneasy as fuck because like the dude's like, "Isn't this fun? This is how I want to go out." And I just felt like so uncomfortable and like uneasy. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, as you should.
You're like, what is this guy for real? And then he pulls out, we get like these like little utility knives, and he pulls it out and he goes, "Every time one of you guys talks about me, I'm gonna slice my arm to show you." And I'm like, whoa. Like at this point, I'm like, this dude's fucking serious, man. Like what?
Yeah, dude, this is a person who has, you know, can't take it anymore, basically. You know, where do you think these people come from? It just falls out of the sky? Yeah, maybe it does, actually, sometimes. In a case like this person has just been, like, kicked and spit on their entire fucking life, and they're tired of it, dude. Can you blame them? Like I said, it's not a full excuse to just, you know, be violent and all this stuff, but it's sad, really. It's sad. Fuck up.
The fuck? I don't even know what to say. I haven't been in a situation like this in a long fucking time. In a very, very long time. And he was basically telling me, he's like, "I hear all of you talking shit about me," you know, all that stuff. He said that the manager's upstairs. Apparently the girl's upstairs and the manager, because they're like all together. Because they talk, all they do is talk, you know. We, like I said, we hear it. We hear when they shit talk us. You know, this guy knows that they're making fun of his height. You know, that he knows that these girls are making fun of him for being short, all that stuff. And he told me that apparently they made a bet of who is gonna, you know, last the longest and who's gonna bitch out and leave, you know, who's not gonna make it. And basically they said these girls,
These are the same, this just strikes me as like, these are the same people who Like maybe they're just complete assholes and don't give a fuck, but I guarantee if like they knew that this sort of guy was hearing them, you know, like if he approached them, was like, "Hey, I heard what you guys were saying about me. It was really hurtful." Like this and that, they'd be like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. We didn't." You know what I mean? If he can't hear, then they're just like brutal about it. But if he can, then they're like, "Oh, I never wanted to say that, so you could hear." They still say it about him anyway. You know what I mean? Um, and the manager is in on it too. What a work environment.
Said that I was going to be the one to make it, that I was confident, hardworking, and strong. And I'm like, wait a minute, dude, are you? Because I ain't no way they fucking said that shit. And I told him, I'm like, there's no fucking way they said that shit. He's like, yes, they did. I do not tell lies. I do not lie. I do not gossip. I am an honest, hardworking human. And I was like, okay, what the fuck? Like, that's literally what he said. And I'm like,
Hoo boy. Yeah.
it was just so fucking creepy and weird, you know, when he said that shit, you know, holding the knife, and he's literally fucking shaking. And he said, "You want to know what they said about me?" I'm like, "What?" And basically they told each other that this guy, he's not gonna make it, that he's too fucking short, that you know, he's fucked. He's gonna leave. He's gonna be the first one to leave. He's barely gonna make it past a couple days. And he looks at me and he goes, "Everybody takes first place from me, including you." He's fucking shaking, holding the knife,
Jesus.
you know, in his fucking hand. And his eyes are fucking big, you know, just shaking. And I'm like, this guy's gonna go ER. What the fuck? You know, am I really getting, like, what's going through? Have you ever been into a fight before where, like, basically, like, that feeling where, what is it, like, that nervousness? I thought, like, okay, like, is this guy gonna, like, stab me and shit? Like, how can I overpower this guy? You know, am I gonna have to, like, white knight and protect these fucking women? Like, I don't even know what the fuck to do, you know, because I haven't been in a situation like this in forever. And because there's people, listen, when people snap like that, they're
Also just want to say, if it was like any other person in my life in the situation, you know, like if it was any normie or like any girl, basically, this situation, they would have already like been sounding the alarms. You know, when he first said like, "Oh, I want to set myself on fire," and I can just see the girl, okay, and she would just leave and walk away. You know what I mean? I think you and most dudes, after that would maybe continue, but once he started saying like one more thing, I think a lot of people would be like, "Okay, yeah, I'm going to the manager," or
really, some people are really about it. Like, there's literally nothing stopping this guy from stabbing me. And I'm thinking, like, okay, can this guy reach my neck? You know, is his arm long enough to reach my neck? You know, is it gonna be like unexpected? Like, is this guy, like, he's just sitting there, you know, shaking and looking at me. And you know, I go, because I didn't want to like say anything like to like upset him, and then like, you know what I mean. So I just
yeah, this is like a try to like calm the person down situation without being really obvious about it. That's your best course of action, I would think.
go. I'm gonna go take a piss. I'll be right back. You know, just very like calmly. I walked up the stairs. I told the manager, I was like, listen, like, cause I didn't know
Nah, so Eugene.
what to do. I'm like, I told her, like, this dude is having like a fucking mental breakdown down there. And well, I told them all like that, because it's just like, I told the cashiers and the lady, like, they all heard me say that shit, and they're like, what should we do? You know, are you sure? Like, and I'm like, yeah, like, he's fucking like shaking down there. He's holding the knife. I mean, I took that shit as a threat because it was fucking weird. You know, he probably
Yeah, as you should, dude. That's and like those people's heads, you know, like all those women working in the office, it's just like, yep, just confirmed what we thought about him, and they don't even like know the half of it. You know what I mean? They're just like, oh, what a fucking weirdo. I'm gonna avoid people like that going forward. Fuck, man.
thinks he probably thinks I'm like a fucking Giga Chad. I mean, I am compared to this dude. Anybody, listen, any one of my subscribers standing next to this guy will look like Brad Pitt. Like, this guy is just over. But yeah, this dude. So basically, I'm thinking like, okay, I can't go into the bathroom because like if I go into the bathroom and he really wants to stab me, like he'll be waiting outside and I'll be fucked, you know. And like, keep in mind, like a utility blade, yeah, it's like about like
Everybody takes first place from me, including you. It's like you weren't first place. Like the girls think he's gonna last and you're not. It doesn't mean like you were. They didn't think, oh, he would last, but the others actually no. Doesn't even make sense. I don't know. It's just I just think that he does.
Inch and a half. You could definitely like, you know, cut someone with it, you know. So
Definitely.
as I'm like saying this shit to like the manager, like what they should do, all of a sudden you just hear shit like loud ass like crashing noises. Like he's basically destroying everything in the fucking basement. Just fucking taking down all the boxes. Just fucking taking the boxes down. Everything just comes down and it's just fucking crashing down, and I'm like, okay, like is this guy gonna like come upstairs like in a rage with the knife? So I'm like standing at the stairs, you know. He comes upstairs, you know, it's been a couple of minutes. He came upstairs crying, and I just like, he didn't have the knife in his hand. He came upstairs crying, so I stood to the side, and the manager goes, "What did you do?" And he kept saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, you know. He basically the fucking he got his anger out, and he was back to normal, and he's like, I'm sorry, and he regretted it like instantly. Like he was like calmer, he just went back to normal, and she fucking went downstairs, and all you hear is, oh my god, the fuck. And I don't even know what I don't know what the mess is. I don't know what he did. I literally left when my shift ended. But anyway, she comes upstairs, starts, dude, get the fuck out of here. And I don't know if they called the police on
God damn, dude.
this guy or not. I actually don't know. Because, you know, when she's yelling at him to get the fuck out, I just left because my shift was over. And that was the same time he came up the stairs. And, yeah, here I am now. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, I was like, what the fuck? I was sitting in my car, and I was just like, that shit was fucking bizarre. Like, it was seriously, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that shit doesn't happen very often. It's one of those days.
Like, what the fuck? The dude just snapped, you know? And he had been beaten down so badly that's the reason why. I mean, it's just, these people were just so mean to this dude, man. So
Yeah, and he was, like I said earlier, being nice to everybody. He didn't like do anything wrong. He wasn't an asshole. He like probably was a hard worker. Even if he wasn't, like, he's probably like, you know, kind of busted ass. And still people just make fun of you for no fucking reason other than like just your height or carrying under ladder, which you need to do your job.
yeah, like I said, that shit, like, that's the first time some shit like that has ever happened, man. Like, you know, with that. But yeah, he's definitely, this guy is fired 100%, 100,000% he is. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been like a fucking weird night. I'm about to pass out. I don't know when I'm gonna upload this because I am just so fucking exhausted, man. I honestly understand him. Like, I really did. Like, he probably just wouldn't think so, you know. But because he pretty much described my life fucking perfectly, literally perfectly, for word. You know what I mean, when he was talking to me. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. It's been a fucking weird fucking day, man. But yeah, shit like this doesn't happen. Like, it really doesn't. Most of the dudes, they're like, just, you know, chill, I guess. You know, they just do their shit, and that's it. You know, all the subhumans do their work, and you know, that's that. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that is probably the craziest one of his videos that I've seen for sure. Yeah, and I think that's it for me too.